This production is brought to you by the New England School of Communications in association with the Maine State Police.
I am Trooper Robert Burke, a member of the Maine State Police Academy staff. If you're here on this website, you're here because you are interested in the physical requirements necessary for being a Maine State Trooper. You have looked through all the other requirements and are now ready to see what shape your body needs to be in physically. The physical fitness assessment is based off a system formulated by the Cooper Institute in Dallas, Texas, and consists of 3 parts. What I'll be showing you here is what the minimum requirements are to be accepted as an applicant for the Maine State Police or the Maine Criminal Justice Academy. The 3 tests start with the push-ups. This will help us measure your upper body's muscular endurance, then sit-ups, which is a test that measures your abdominal muscular endurance, quadriceps, and hamstrings. And finally, a 1.5-mile run, which measures your cardiovascular endurance. Now that I've given you the basic background of the physical assessment, let's dive in and take a look at how they should be done.
The first exercise is the push-up. It focuses on the anterior deltoid, pectoralis major, and the triceps areas. The only way to do an acceptable push-up is through these guidelines. The hands are placed slightly wider than shoulder width apart with the fingers pointing forward. The feet should be no more than shoulder width apart. The trainer will place a 3-inch sponge directly beneath the sternum, and the applicant's shirt must be tucked in. Next, starting from the up position with elbows extended, the applicant must keep his or her back straight at all times and lower the body to the floor until the chest touches the sponge and then returns to the up position. That counts as 1 repetition. Resting should only take place in the up position, and the applicant's hands must stay in contact with the floor at all times. The total number of correct push-ups recorded in an untimed interval counts as the score. To reflect one of our core principles of excellence, the Maine State Police expects applicants to give a maximum effort rather than stopping at the minimum required. If the applicant is doing the push-up or sit-up wrong, the trainer will coach them through it, but the wrong repetition will not be counted. The second test is the sit-up, measuring your abdominal muscles, quadriceps, and hamstrings. With the sit-up, the applicant will start on his or her back, knees bent, heels flat on the floor, and fingers interlocked behind the head. Remember that the buttocks must remain on the floor at all times with no thrusting of the hips, and to be careful in avoiding pulling on the head with the hands. The trainer will hold their feet down as they perform the sit-up. 1 correct sit-up is judged as follows. The applicant must start back flat on the ground. When flexing into the up position, the applicant should be touching his or her elbows to their knees, and then when returning, the shoulder blades must touch the floor. The score is the total number of correct sit-ups in 1 minute, and all resting should be done in the up position. If you are stuck at the bottom of a sit-up, you are allowed to pull yourself up, but it will not count. Last but not least is the 1.5-mile run. As expected with any run, the applicant should not eat for at least 2 to 3 hours before the test and should stretch and warm up thoroughly. The applicant should make sure they have practiced pacing so they don't get fatigued too soon. When the applicant has rested for the allotted 5 minutes between exercises, he or she will run as fast as they can for 1.5 miles. The applicant will be informed of their time after every lap by a designated timer. It is mandatory that after the test, the runner completes a cool down of walking slowly for 5 minutes. This is to prevent a pooling of the blood, which can lead to heart issues. As far as specifications of the track that is offered, the applicant will have to complete 22 laps. The cool down must be completed at the far right of the track and out of the way of the slower runners still taking the test. Faster runners will have to run at the discretion of the slower runners and move around them when passing. While the physical fitness assessment is only made up of 3 tests, these tests give us all the insight we need to see if you are fit for duty. If you are interested in our specialty teams like Tactical Team, Canine Unit, Explosive Ordnances Team, Underwater Recovery Unit, and the Crisis Negotiation Team, these all incorporate the Cooper Institute battery of tests in their entrance exams as well, but at a higher level.
Thank you for showing interest in joining the Maine State Police. We hope that this presentation has been helpful and that it assists you in deciding if being a Maine State Trooper is right for you.